Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome to the TD2L Spring Pro Series Grand Finals on the 22nd of January 2023. My name is PhiNick, joined by Zoe, and we have in our Grand Finals best of 3 matchup, Blockroar Esports taking down Kanji I in a nail-biter of a 2-game series, going down to the wire, up against the return of AMB perennials here at TD2L, who took down C-Dub Esports to make it here to the Grand Finals. On the Radiant side, Blockroar, they've got Ricky as the first ban. And what you casted the last series, what do you make of that, and what do you expect from Blockroar going into this series?
I think from the previous 2 series that I've been on, Ricky has always been on one of the first 4 bans, or yeah, for most of the times, yeah. And even if he's not, he was on the later bans as well.
And it's interesting to see this kind of Ricky ban, right? Because we think, what are the big priority picks of the patch right now? And the first one that comes to mind is Lina. That's been picked a lot. I haven't seen it a lot in first rotation bans. Why do you think that is?
You didn't see Lina on a lot of first rotation bans?
Well, but like we saw Lina get through the first rotation in the last game and
Yeah.
the games for both these series, right? So why do you think that is?
Oh, I think that I actually, out of the 4 games that I had today, 3 of them were in the first round.
Okay.
And I think they had more priority than Lina, and they think they, by picking a lot of heroes that can get on top of her, they were trying to like figure out the solution to Lina. But like, as last game turns out to be more than 60 minutes, it was really hard to do that, I think.
Yep, and we see the Lina being banned away already, as well as Broodmother, which is something that we did get C-picked by the Blockroar offlaner, so that makes a lot of sense. Tusk being picked, of course, being a flex, can be 4 or 2, with Treant Protector Mirana from the return of AMB and an immediate Timber Saw from Blockroar.
Dire team back.
What do you make of these picks thus far?
So Treant is definitely one of the strongest pause 5 in this patch, and I like how they insta counter it with Timber. But for like, because the return of AMB like insta pick those 2 support heroes, I would guess that they had that in mind.
I mean, perhaps we did see a Timber ban come out in one of the previous 2 series. I think it was the Blockroar versus Kanji I series, if I'm not mistaken. That was kind of because they had picked quite a few heroes that Timber dealt with fairly well and didn't really want that skirmishy style to play against. That said, Morphling, another one of these picks that, if you paid attention to the pre-show, is something that Blockroar has been wanting to pick, alongside this Monkey King and Shadow Friend being banned out by Blockroar.
Yeah, I do notice that people are keeping more, putting more accentuation on banning hardcore heroes.
10
And
seconds remaining.
yeah, like usually toward the end, there are very few choices
5
left
seconds remaining.
for hardcore heroes.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen some variation into what position ones have been playing picked, right? I mean, we saw Terrorblade being picked up last game, and they're not getting that pick again. Return to AMB doing their research and getting that taken off the map alongside the Lina. So we're going to see some new position ones. Ember Spirit being banned away as well, alongside Phantom Lancer, and that leads to a Death Prophet pickup. This is probably a Little Nick Death Prophet, if I'd have to imagine, just due to the nature of Death Prophet as a position right now and what AMB typically likes to play.
Yeah, and Death Prophet is also an AMB hero as well. I think both Lonek and AMB could play it. I've seen AMB playing Death Prophet mid in pubs.
Yeah, I just haven't seen him do it all that much in TD2L. I mean, it's still a pretty good mid or 3. Doesn't have the percent health damage anymore, obviously, but the shard with the fear does let you have some control. Good against kind of picks like Ursa if they want to like deny that, right? Block Roar, though, they are to pick. They've picked up a 3 and either a 2 or a support in this Tusk. We don't really know yet, so I expect a support pickup and probably the 1 here to hold the Tusk as flex.
Yeah, definitely. Tusk is a good flex hero. So we know that Timber's 3 now. He can be flex on 4 and 5.
Yeah. And Block Roar, they've got digging into the reserve time. I think they want to figure out how they want to deal with this DP. I mean, obviously Timber doesn't really like getting Spirit Siphoned all that much, but less so than previously. Of course, Exo counts as auto attacks for Timbersaw Reactive Armor. We do see Shadow Demon Luna getting picked up. This is a old combo, but a good one either way. So picking up the 5 and 1 to be paired together. And Luna, not something we've seen a whole lot of recently, or at least I haven't, at least in my pubs. And I'm interested to see how this actually plays out and what AMB wants to pick into this.
Yeah, definitely. We don't see much of Shadow Demon either. I think the Axe along with the shard, like if you get Axe, you also get 3 charges on your shard. That's like really good on paper, but I don't see many people using it. This hero.
Yeah, Slark getting picked up though, so gonna get the traditional counter and a Timbersaw out of the way. Still don't know if this Tusk is going 4 or 2. They're gonna hold off that flex until Block Roar's last pick, although we do have a pretty good idea that this is going to be a 4 Mirana, 5 Treant Protector, and a 1 Slark. DP, as you mentioned, is a flex between AMB and Little Neck. They both play it. Although I imagine they want to keep the last overall for AMB here.
Yeah, they were also kind of confused on which position this DP want to go, so they went Mars on the block ball side.
Yep. Looks like a Leshrac ban. Kind of giving respect towards potential mid laners, right? Tusk, we've seen a lot mid, but we've seen him a lot support. It really just kind of depends on what they want to do. But with something like a Luna, they can play towards that kind of fast style, especially with the Shadow Demon acting as save. So I don't really need snowball saves as much. I would be excited to see a Tusk mid this game.
Yeah, I mean, with Tusk mid, he can scale up items a lot faster, and we probably can expect to see eggs around mid 25 or something like that.
And we'll see if he can get to that. Yeah. We'll see if he can get to that Ags timing. Yeah, they banning Little Neck heroes with the Mars and the Night Stalker, so I do think this is an AMB Death Prophet.
Yeah, to the last ban of the AMB side, they banned Puck.
So no Puck, no Leshrac. So I think this is a Tusk 4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine Blocker wants to chance laning Tusk in a Death Prophet, so this I think AMB is probably right on the money there. They get the flexibility of moving the Death Prophet, whereas Blocker doesn't really get that chance. So if they are to pick a mid here, what do you think rounds out this comp?
I think Pango is could be a pick. It's still on the table. It's really strong this patch.
Yeah, you obviously have the Shadow Demon to make sure you don't get counterpicked by that, right?
Yeah. Oh, they picked Coddle.
So this is a Tusk mid. Okay, then. I mean, it could be Coddle mid. I don't like Coddle mid, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the meta anymore.
We could see it. So, like, Coddle X, pretty decent against heroes that don't have a whole lot of ways to deal with the Will-O-Wisp. Slark obviously has Purge, but that doesn't really help too much. Return of AMB, they've got a lot of time to pick this, and they have to think now, they think that this is going to be some sort of pocket coddle mid, or do they just trust that it's a Tusk mid and then pick a little Nick hero here?
Yeah, and given because in other regions the cuddles are also picked to build items like Greaves or Mech, so I think that's more in a trend, given that they can put DP mid and pick a little Nick hero.
Your heroes.
Centaur War Runner. So nothing too out of the ordinary, and Virgil being picked on the Shadow Demon, Darling on the Timbersaw, Paraloco Tusk does mean that this is actually a 4 Tusk. This is a mid coddle from Block Roar Esports. Ryu's on the coddle.
Interesting. We might get to see some mid coddle again.
It's one of those heroes that me and my usual co-caster don't necessarily like, just because it's a very boring play style, shall we say. You just kind of play it out,
the lane.
push the lane, out farm, get your
Sex.
timings right. But you have a Luna, and so going for these early timings, I think, makes a whole lot of sense, especially with this Luna Shadow Demon combo and against the Slark.
Yeah, luckily they're on the Radiant side. If this is a dire coddle with Luna, that seems like really nice.
Yeah. Centaur War Runner, though, going to be good for initiation alongside that Treant Protector. Slark, good lane into the Timbersaw. What are your thoughts? Who do you think's got this game?
I like the AMB draft better. I think.
Yep. And I just got proven wrong with my initial statement about AMB DP. He's level 30 on it. This is
Yeah.
Oops. I just don't really associate that here with mid much anymore, I guess. But either way, we have a little disconnect at the beginning, so that is good old NA Dota doing what NA Dota do. And I think I like the AMB draft a little bit more here too. I think they have better lanes. But if Block Roar can actually hit their timing with the Luna and the Coddle, and actually their farm, I mean, they're two very greedy cores early on in the game. But if they can actually make space with this Timbersaw and allow them to farm early and farm hard, this can be a very difficult snowball for AMB to deal with.
Yeah, and I think they could find pick-off opportunities on the dire side and pushing abilities to defend tower. And just overall a very balanced draft with team fight abilities and everything. I think I really like that the draft on the AMB side.
Tusk 4, not something we've seen a whole lot of, as I adjust some of my options here just to double check some stuff. I had something I needed to be checked unchecked, so there were some audio issues in the draft, and I apologize for that. Either way, with this pause at the start of the game, it does give us a little bit to talk about the lanes. Which lane are you most looking forward to? Which lane matchup do you think can be the most interesting early on?
I think the top lane would be really interesting for me to watch.
That's Timber Tusk versus Slark Treant Protector. Why is that?
Actually, I made a mistake. I was I saw the wrong side. Yeah, I was gonna say the Luna lane.
Luna Shadow Demon. So why do you think that's the lane to watch here?
Because I think there will be a lot of skirmishes happening, and then probably kill potentials on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you see a Coddle mid, it's mid's not going to be that explosive, right?
Yeah, and
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna say that on top, it's probably like both Trian and Tusk trying to give the other as much XP as possible, and we're probably gonna see some rotations on Tusk side as well. So the old Timber, like the good old Timber, just like getting XP and standing in front of the tower, and yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's a tough Timber lane, right? But it's a lane that I think every Timber player has to learn to play at some point, right? Because you are going to get counterpicked by Slark pretty commonly, even in pubs. So I think this is kind of one of those things where if Darling, I think that's his name, but I might be saying that wrong, can actually get that lane done, or can actually play that effectively, it's going to be very difficult Timber for AMB to deal with.
Mm-hmm. So are you looking forward to the top lane the most?
I'm just interested. You know, as a 3 player, I always like to see what 3s do when they're outmatched or in a counter matchup, because that really kind of is like playing losing lanes is something that a lot of 3 players, especially at lower ranks, have more difficulty with, and at higher ranks, playing losing lanes in a way where you lose gracefully or where you can take advantages of mistakes caused by overconfidence are kind of what distinguishes good 3 players from great ones. And I would love to see how that works. Although this pause is currently taking a long while, and as our admin, the Mantis, is saying, Block Roar have another 6 minutes of pause time. If they don't respond, they will forfeit. So hopefully they can get Virgil reconnected and ready to go into the game, as I would hate to start a Grand Finals cast with a game 1 forfeit. That would not feel very good.
And on the top side too, we'll probably see some wave cutting, and then like how. I mean, I think Pingus know how to deal with wave cutting very well.
I mean,
I've actually played open qualifiers against Legacy, so on the pause 4. So
yeah, that feels tough. I mean, these are all really high ranked players. AMB has kind of been a fixture of T3 for a long time, I think, and like his stacks. Lil Nix obviously played D1 and D2 DPC. As a 3 player, I always like seeing him around. I haven't actually taken a look at OQs, so I didn't see how Legacy did there, but still, I was excited to see some of these, and yeah, absolute disaster on the internet side, and it really does suck, because we see these like South American teams play a lot in TD2L, and sometimes the infrastructure just isn't there, and that really, really sucks, because I love seeing NA versus SA matchups.
Yeah, I know the internet issue has been like a consistent problem for some SA players.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, as it looks like this pause is going to take a bit of time. Once we return, we will let you know if the game actually has started, in which case you will see us casting the game, or if anything else needs to be happening throughout the rest of TD2L. Hopefully this doesn't end in a forfeit, but we don't necessarily control that, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, hopefully we'll have some data for you.
Are you told that we're even about your guy? Are you told that we're even about your guy? Are you told that we're even about your guy? Are you told that we're even about your How you put away even about your gut? How you put away even about your gut? How you talk that way even about your
We used to be solid, not falling apart. Things never not okay when you were mine. You used to be honest, not pulling my heartstrings. Every other day you change your mind. Cause when you're high, you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you land in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like that. Getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and run. Got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop. I used to respect you, thought I was enough. Yeah, feels like half a century ago. Guess you keep coming back after telling me off, without even fitting sorry between goodbye and hello again. Thought we could grow again, how about no again, again and again. I'm trying to tell you we can't be friends, struggling to comprehend that we broke up and ended again and again and again. And I'm getting busier and busier, so disorientated. First you want me, then you're busy. Girl, it's not that complicated. Got me tied up in a leash and run. Got me running in a circle. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on a loop. I'm just trying to find my way back to you. What happened to us? Round in a circle. Back where I started, I'm stuck here like glue. You keep me on loop. Yeah, when you're high, you call me like I'm lonely. Some kind of little toy for you to wind up when you're lying in bed and feeling lonely. I'm tired of being deployed like all I am to use a pet. You think you own me? I'm nothing but a boy for you to wind up when you wanna pretend to get to know me. just like you know I waste my
Welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the wait. We had to remake the game as Block Roar has taken a sub from KNGI and Nameless. Now going to be subbing in on the Shadow Demon, as Virgil was unable to get his internet working again, which is very unfortunate. It is going to start with a smoke, though, from Block Roar Esports. Once again on the Radiant side with Timbersaw Tusk in the top lane, Coddle mid, Luna Shadow Demon bot side, Return of AMB, Slark Treant top, Death Prophet mid, Centaur, War Runner, and Mirana bot side.
Yeah, after the smoke, they just put a ward on their side of the map, and then I thought they were gonna like take a detour, maybe content the rune and possibly fight for a first blood, but they just put the wards down.
Unfortunate. I want to see blood. Come on. Let me see this pile up by Return of AMB here. M7 taking an early tower shot, but doesn't look like they're going to press this advantage too much.
Yeah, they're also kind of scared to test the ward on that side of the tower.
Yeah. It's very tricky ward placement, though, coming in from Block Roar, and it looks like they want the banish on a little neck, and they do get it. So 3 runes goes over to Block Roar as they play for that. They're going to add back to their lanes. Mu7 taking a long way, though. Stunned up by adding SA. Nameless is disruption in 12 seconds. Mu7 leaps away, but one more auto attack! First blood to Nameless.
He was safe in the point, actually. I think he could have get that leap earlier.
Yeah. I mean, first blood going to support, you only get 1 assist on it, too. And then I say it's not the worst thing in the world, but still, using that early TP, not great, especially when you give up 3 runes.
Yeah, and the disruption actually paid off.
Yeah, I mean, we typically see, Shadow Poison level 1 on Shadow Demon, but disruption did well to secure the rune and get this Mirana.
Oh, he's stuck in the tree. Had to use another leap.
Meanwhile, top side, we see the yield Slark in a Timberland, although El Perro Loco is going to try to make this as difficult as possible for Pengu and RGS to deal with.
Yeah, he got the... For Rembrandt level 1, is he gonna get the armor level 2?
I mean, perhaps, but it's also a Slark lane, so maybe you just say, well, reactive armor kind of means nothing against the Slark, and hold off. And yeah, he took Timber Chain level 2, so not even leveling the reactive armor, adjusting to the matchup. Yeah,
they just want to try to get the Slark's HP down as much as possible, so that in terms of when he actually don't dare to jump on you.
Yep. But Pengu's playing rather aggressively, trying to get Darling to get off of this wave, trying to secure this range deny for RGS. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, AMB versus Ryu, it's currently 13-1 to 11-0, with the wave shoving in towards AMB. Ryu's going to get the rune, though. But now, Cuddle's going to do Cuddle things and start taking the medium camp.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Disruption Shadow Poison onto this Mirana. I think she might be dead, even through the lead.
Yes.
They're going to try to give it to NASA, but the Shadow Poison takes it. Really strong start for NASA and Nameless.
It feels good to be this good.
Slark is getting 8 stacks of agility. I'm just hitting Timber.
Yeah. My darling, picking up these mangoes does feel pretty nice at the very least.
They're still contending for the small camp. And I think both sides have used... I think Dire has used at least 2 sentries, but still it's unblocked.
Yep. Taking a look at the CS. I mean, Lil Nick's actually doing pretty well for support dying twice. 19-5 to 16-4. With the wave shoving into him too, he's going to have a CS lead over NASA. And the mid lane AMB is leading by about 3 CS. Top side, Slark, currently up 9 CS on the Timber Saw.
Timber had to TP back because of the harassment Pingu and Slark was able to deal. That's a lot of creeps pushing into tower that he probably will get. He probably won't get like, yeah, any of it.
You know, in the mid lane, Ryu's got the CS advantage now, but if we actually swap up our net worth, we'll see. Yeah, it's actually about even, but you gotta understand when it's Coddle, a lot of these early, even though it can no longer take a small camp in the mid lane, that's kind of why Coddle mid was taken out of the meta for so long. He does have still a lot of his CS in neutral camps, especially this medium camp near the mid lane, which he's been farming pretty consistently.
And with the timing of Death Prophet hitting level 6, we can expect to see where he would pop his Axel first time.
Yeah. Maybe trying to make something happen in other lanes, though, is Ryu. He's hit level 6, so he's just going to start farming as you do. Move 7 spots him out. Although, I don't think this Mirana's really going to be able to do anything to contest the Coddle at this juncture, especially 3 levels down. Nameless making his way in, though. We'll start stacking on a Moose 7, who leaps out of the way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Timber's having a really hard game. He's barely able to get into the XP zone.
Yeah, I mean, this is just... it's such a difficult matchup for Timber to deal with. But it's one that you have to figure out how to lose gracefully at the very least. This time around, especially with this Treant Protector, it's becoming very difficult. And El Perro Loco, despite being on Tusk, which is probably the best position for in the meta right now, I mean, he's so good he's being played mid, he's just unable to really do anything in a matchup this difficult for his core.
And I really like the ward that Pingu places on behind this T1 tower, because usually you would like put your sentry down on the right side, so that makes it really hard to
coming in top side. Timber chain forward, in comes the Tusk on the backside, tries to get RGS. They've got damage from the Coddle over the top. Pingus goes down. RGS now running away, but he's getting body blocked, and another kill from Ryu. Goes 2 for 0. Nice rotation from Ryu and Nameless to get that done. Despite the Mirana rotation from Moose 7, it just was a little bit too little too late. And look at these stacks. Ryu's going to be very happy to take those in a couple minutes.
Yeah, we see the Coddle with her insane movement speed under alt. Rotating top very quickly.
Yeah, I mean these stacks could go to either Coddle or Luna, I should say. We'll see which they decide to give it to, who they actually want to accelerate farm on top of. They are the top 2 CSers in the map right now, between the 2 of them. Well, this triangle has been completely spotted out.
Yeah, they want to contend for this stack.
Disruption on the AMB. Ryu's still here though. Goes ahead and gets an Illuminate through. El Perro Loco moving up onto this high ground. They've got a lot of vision now. But Pingus, he's running away from the Shadow Poison. Now caught between the shards in a hard place. 2 stacks of Shadow Poison on top of him now. Should be enough to actually get the kill. No, he's able to dodge back out of the way as AMB comes back in. Ryu's around though. Moose 7 trying to trade on to Nameless right now. Ryu coming up on the high ground, but AMB, he's gone and popped the Exo. Not even using it to get a tower. In comes the disruption on to Moose 7, tries to leap out of the way. The Illuminate barely misses. Mu7 caught in the shards as
Oh.
NESA picks up Pingu's elsewhere on the map. Mu7 goes down. It's 6 kills to 0 for Block Roar. And AMB, he's used more than half of his EXO in this fight that got absolutely nothing for him. He'll be able to get some damage on this T1, but it's only going to go down to half.
Yeah, the triangle was really well protected by the block side, and they really
Yep.
present the importance on how that scale up on either Luna or Coddle.
Yep, and NASA, he got the Mask of Madness, so now he's farming this as well. This is, if we take a look at the net worth, we're 9 minutes in. Top 2 net worth are Block Roar Esports, but it's being held close by a 1,200 gold difference between the two position 3s. This Timbersaw not having a game at all at the moment.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got his level 6. He still has no 0.9 reactive armor. I'm actually curious to see how he managed to try to get back into the game.
I've got some setup from NAS and El Perro Loco, but AMB a little bit smarter. The El Perro Loco, he spots him, and comes the Chakram, Timber Chain, plus the Q. AMB gonna try to get the suck out onto El Perro Loco, but he's able to get out of the way as RGS makes his way in and out. NAS's way too low. The Chakram doesn't do what it needs to do, and the Luna goes down. Darling now in trouble, leashed up, goes down as well. Ryu's finally made his way into the fight with the ulti. RGS goes down finally. It's 2 for 1 thus far. You're trading a 1 and a 3, but now El Perro Loco, he's in trouble. Shards to get out of the way. One more auto attack will do him in, but he's able to get away from AMB in the nick of time. Mu7, though, leaps forward, gets one auto, and a stick from El Perro Loco will save him. Still 2 for 1 on the top side, and return of AMB get their first 2 kills of the game.
With his vision, he thought the Star Storm would be in range, but it was a little bit out. If he actually hit the level 2 Star Storm,
Dire's middle tower is under
he would have a chance.
A little bit unfortunate for the Mirana, but still, close game in terms of net worth just because of this difference between the 3s.
tower is under attack.
Spot side, Lil Nick. He's in a 1v1, but unfortunately, Timbersaw can
It's
solo
just too
kill a
good
centaur at
against-
this point.
Yeah, now if he's laning against center, that's definitely his happiest place on the map.
Yeah, I mean, he's 1,400 gold down on the centaur, was able to get a solo kill. Meanwhile, topside, Tusk coming in with a snowball save onto Ryu, plus a Walrus Punch, nets a kill, but AMB is here alongside Argius, and they'll trade it back around. Position 4 for position 4, topside.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And both supports are trying to get their XP to reach level 6. Mirana's level 4, but Pingu still bought the tome. And Nameless is just gonna try to stack more so he gets some XP from the stack, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a Luna on your team, you got to stack, got to get to that Manta BKB timing, right? Working on the Yasha now, about 90 gold away from that for NASA. So, I mean, he's looking at a fairly good Manta timing. This Coddle, also, he's got a completed Spirit Vessel going to a 4-staff. So, has ways to deal with the Centaur and the Treant and the Death Prophet, all with the Spirit Vessel build. I like it from Ryu.
Tower is under attack.
Exopop, though, in the triangle.
Oh, the first item is
Snowball,
Blink on
El Perro
AMB.
Loco, shards out of the way, but he's still getting caught by the life drain. In comes Nameless, though, with the disruption, trying to save El Perro Loco as the TP comes in, but the Treant ultimate, it's here, and I guess they trying to dive on a Mu7. He's so damn low, but he finally goes down as return of AMB loses their mid laner to Shadow Poison, and now they'll find Pingu as well. Ends up being 2 for 2, and they're able to defend their triangle once again.
The vessel, the very early vessel actually was very...
Luna in trouble from Argius, though. Up in the ulti, and comes the Tusk, can't get the snowball save, does get the Walrus Punch, though, and the shards. But Argius, under tower, will be traded back around by Ryu. And Mu7 was the one that got NASA there, too. Gonna try to get out with the Moonlight Vigils. Little Neck tries to take this large camp, but can't really do it. They've got vision on Mu7 now as well, but he's gonna try to get back into the pit through the Solar Bind.
You know, they have dewarded the whole triangle. Would Dire make more aggressions on it to contend for the camps with no Axel?
Yep. And NASA's like, all right, I may have taken an L there, but at least my camps are here. Goes ahead and gets ready to build. His little Nick gets taken out by Nameless bot side. They will trade that one back around onto Darling.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But this Manta, only about 1,400 gold away now from NASA at 14 minutes. This is going to be probably a 16-minute Manta at the latest. Pretty impressive.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was like 6 stacks of ancient creeps they made for Luna.
Force staff coming out for Ryu as well. Going for this utility style coddle mid build.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
TP coming in for Moose 7, but he doesn't know Ryu's here. Catches him out with the Spirit Vessel and the Solar Bind, and the fact that TP got cancelled, they're just going to cede this tower over to Block Roar.
Radiant structures are fortified.
In the meantime, they're
Top tower is under
putting in pressure on the mid tower.
Yep, glyph for glyph, TP in from Ryu.
is under attack.
You're going to be able to take this down with the XL, but Alpera Locust come back in, but he's silenced up immediately by AMB. Caught with a disruption from Nameless, trying to save him. They've got damage on AMB with the Illuminate, plus the Timber Chain. They got the first kill. They trade the Shadow Demon for it as Pingus gets that Overgrowth out, but he's caught by a Timber Chain as well. Ends up being 2 for 1 in the mid lane. They lose their mid tower, but they trade the top tower and go up in kills, only losing a support for a mid and a support. They'll trade around onto the mid T1 as well. Block Roar in a firm control of the game right now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, the Vessel plus the Shadow Demon out is just too strong for AMB to stand in, especially since that the only item he has is
Dire's
Blink and the Falcon Blade. That means he's fighting with 1k something net worth of items.
Yeah.
Survivability is a big issue, but Lonick is getting the Lotus,
Radiant
which
are scanning.
I mean, he kind of has to this game, right?
yeah.
There's just so much you need to be able to Lotus back around. And Disruption really a thorn in their side at the moment. Nameless playing as a sub, but he wouldn't even know it at the moment. He's got a Force Staff for himself. And obviously that Demonic Purge, very nice.
Yeah, I think I would go really early short timing on this Shadow Demon. But apparently he has four staff as the first item. I wonder if he would go shard the next one.
I mean, I would like to also point out, despite AMB himself being pretty far down on this coddle, the Slark is currently, or RGS is currently keeping tabs, or keeping up the pace with NASA, just through the sheer amount of kills that the Slark's been able to get. NASA, though, still is a Luna and still is farming very effectively. He's got the Manta, now going into, looks to be a Hurricane Pike next item, so opting no BKB.
Yeah, he hasn't queued up BKB at all. Given
What?
the farm speed. Huh?
What are your thoughts on the no BKB on the Luna, though?
I think because the major threat here is like, he can use the Manta to dodge the Trend alt, and then he can use the Force Staff to dodge the Slark lead jump. But now that Slark has Axe, I think that he does need BKB after the Hurricane Park.
Our jungle, some damage on AMB. He's got no health whatsoever. We have him trying to stand with the Moonlight Shadow, but it's not going to happen.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, the range creep blocked the arrow.
Blink reveal on the Tusk there too. Really effective getting AMB, and Moose 7 diving under this tower. They're gonna use the living armor to try to keep it alive for a little bit longer, but there's not a whole lot they can do, and they can't really push anywhere else on the map. Pingu's trying to make some pressure bot side, but he doesn't have the threat for the tower, and an early T2 pre 20 minutes for Block Roar. They're gonna go ahead and take this outpost as well.
Yeah, AMB's deaths basically mean that they
RGS
were unable to
coming back in.
defend.
Wants to find this Timber Saw, but it's caught in a disruption now onto Nameless, but he pops the Force Staff to get out of the way, and AMB's here. Blink away
Nice
from El Perro
blink out.
Loco. There's just nothing. There's just nothing. AMB, they commit the exorcism, and they have to do something with it. They can't fight. They can't push towers. That is so unfortunate for Alien Mana Banana.
Counter a smoke by the Radiant side. They want more. They know the Exo is going out.
Yep. There's the end of the Exo. They spot him. They know what's going on. AMB, though, feels there's something in the water. Perro Loco, though, guesses wrong on which direction AMB blinks. And instead, they'll just take the triangle for themselves.
Then I got his Lotus orb.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
I would love to see the Crimson Guard on Centaur as well. And for now, they're just helping Luna take every towers.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That gives Slark a lot of space to get the item he needs. He's going shard after the Mage Slayer.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, they might just be going trade for the T2s right now. Living armor. Gonna try to keep the tower alive for a little bit longer, but I guess he's got too much damage. A Slark on the tower topside. He's got Little Nick. The rest of his team's moving in, but there's a smoke coming out from Block Roar. And now some TPs into the top side. They're gonna try to contest this tower.
Top tower is under attack.
Everyone's TP'd into the fight. Arceus able to leap out of the way. And Old as well. But now they're into the triangle. Little Nick tries blinking forward, but he misses the stomp. Now running out of the way, he's got the Self-Lotus going on top of him. Sending Essay tries to do what he can. Nameless, though, being chased upon by AMB and Moose 7, but he's got El Perro Loco there. He gets the Demonic Purge off, and the Spirit Vessel does enough to keep him alive. They lose AMB and the Murata. Moose 7 goes down as well. Just a very split team fight from the return of AMB. Little Nick not able to get the engagement he needs, and Block Roar off to a very strong mid-game. Well, we do have another smoke coming out from return of AMB. They want to get at least a pick, make up for that fight.
Yeah, the battlefield was so split that the Lotus was never able to go on the AMB himself. Radiant's trying to continue for Roche. Do they want to fight for this?
They've got everyone up, but I don't know if you actually want to contest first Roche.
Yeah.
In fact, X-Pings are going towards it right now. I think Little Nick wants to maybe try to go for a blink here. Alongside Pingu's. Nah, not gonna happen.
And Trent also went Mech and Greaves instead of Blink first item, so... They're just trying to face the aggression and give more space so that their cores could farm.
Yeah.
They still have, I think, half of the map, which is if I were on the block side, I would like to give them only 1/4 of the map.
I'm in agreement there, but I mean, their main space creator is still poorest score on the map, although he's only 300 gold behind Little Nick right now. He's got a Yule Scepter going into the double Chakram with that Aghanim Scepter. You know, place being made mid.
Coddle's Octarine core is
Radiant's top tower is
definitely very threatening. Oh.
And I gotta say, he doesn't care. Cutting the wave. In comes the Blink Walrus Punch. Snowball as well onto Little Nick. Trying to get out with some invisibility, but NASA, he's man-fighting right now. He's got the Aegis available to him. In comes the Stampede, and they'll be able to take down NASA for the first time, but playing Disruption right now is this Timbersaw, though he is stunned up by a Sacred Arrow. And he goes down. Now NASA on a Pengoose. Goes ahead and gets the Overgrowth off, but Light Binding does enough to guarantee the kill. Now AMB trying to get the Spirit Siphon off on an NASA, who pops the ultimate, nearly takes Argeus down with it. And AMB, he's running away, he's got the Exo popped, he's trying to get as much life as he can off the Spirit Siphon, gets a pig pull out. Solar Binds, not enough to guarantee the kill though, as Lil Nick tries playing Disruption on the backside of the fight. Now stunned up by NASA, Lotus Orb a little bit too little, too late. Disruption, save away from AMB, NASA trying to get as much as he gets the kill, Manta's out! And then they pick up the Death Prophet and Centaur. And Slark, what are you doing? That was absolutely crazy, and Moose 7 goes down as well. A full team wipe, and Block Roar lose nothing. Oh, it's disastrous for the return of AMB right now.
Yeah, that paid off the data loss instead of the Hurricane Pack we talked about, or like the BKB we talked about. He just straight went to data loss. And so the first thing is that he has Aegis that gives him more like space to play around with the items. The second thing is he really trusted with the Shadow Demon save there, and the Force Staff save and the Disruption save that was kept him alive. And then the illusions were doing a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, I mean Disruption plus Manta illusions. Argeus TP's in. He's got the Living Armor helping, but the rest of the team's already here from Block Roar. They've got AMB caught in a Spirit Vessel right now. Stampede coming out from Little Nick as Argeus. He really wants to find someone in the fight, but the Tusk's already snowballed back in on a Pengoose. They're going to look for the Timber Chain forward. Pengoose caught in a Chakram now is Nameless. Pops a Ghost Scepter trying to get away from Argeus. They've got the leash with the Force Staff save on NASA. Nameless will go down here. They do trade position 5s. This tower stays alive just barely through Living Armor. No, it actually goes down in the middle of all that. Durling, he's got 2 Chakrams. Use them to his advantage.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, he can make up for the fact that mid Coddle actually is gonna start lacking damage, and then because of the almost infinite mana regen from the Coddle, works really well with the X build, I think.
I mean, this is just an absolute masterclass in aggression, though, from Block Roar. They stick around for that T2 tower, force AMB to rotate to it when the respawns are not lined up, and they end up getting the fight one by one by one. Return of AMB now 13k down on Block Roar Esports. They're going to smoke again. They're going to look for another play, but first, a pause from Nameless.
May the light keep, may the light keep.
So the block got all the alter T1s and T2s, and are they gonna try to aggress on the Slark?
Potentially. I guess it does look like he's rotating out. And this smoke play from Block Roar, I mean, they might look for a collapse. The smoke's going to pop early from El Perro Loco. G's have been called. The only issue right now is I think Nameless just came off respawn and he doesn't have a way into this fight if it does break out again. So they'll be fighting 4v5. Thanks out on Argius, and
Yeah.
actually the smoke's going the other way.
Tower is under attack.
They've got to turn around, but Argius, he's able to get out. Leap plus living armor.
Yeah, with 3 people showing bottom, they kind of know that the smoke is not gonna lead to anywhere.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
Next possible Roshan spawn, excuse me. About 2 minutes, 40 seconds. As more stacks are being made by Nameless once again. And 2 Paladin swords have been picked up at the same time. Although one of those is going on to a Death Prophet, who desperately needs it this game, as that Spirit Vessel has made AMB unable to do anything in any of these fights. He's now got a BKB for it, but it might be a little bit too little too late. He has Blink BKB Witchblade. This is going to be a late Shivas for him as well.
He's also
Force
trying
punch.
to get the...
Force punch on the Pengus. Come back into the Overgrowth. Pengus trying to get away with the Solar Bind, but he still goes down. They're going to trade back onto the Tusk, though. And I gotta say, he's popped the Eclipse. Move 7. Ends up getting taken down there as well. AMB on the side. Might look for a blink in. Gets the Exo, gets the blink, gets the silence. But the Hurricane Pike save. We'll be able to take down the Shadow Demon as Morana buys back now. Adding Essay and RGS duking it out in this triangle. AMB here with the Exo follow-up, though. They've got damage from the Illuminate over the top, though, and Little Nick can't make anything happen. The stomp misses. They pick up the AMB as well. That's 4 and a buyback for 2. They're going to check Roche. Doesn't spawn for another minute and 20 at the earliest. They might just put high ground with this one.
I think that the decision that the DP blinks back in was a team call, but then it was really hard to fight them. Over there was like 0 vision. And like 12k net worth
Yep. Now 16k.
behind. Yeah.
His middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh,
Yep.
he was juking for so long.
Oh, the Slark!
Oh,
Argius just gets absolutely deleted. And now a Satanic from Menegase. Slark has no buyback. That's 57 seconds. They've got a Luna, so going for the Rax is the same as going for the T4s.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Well,
They're
the
gonna hit
Slark down,
T4.
and no Morana as well. They might just be able to end the game right here, right now.
Tower is under attack.
knowing that, yeah, Snark hasn't buyback yet, he doesn't.
Dire's structures
There's no way.
The last
Last
glyph.
glyph being used. Spirit Vessel. BK beat away. 28 seconds on the Slark now, but they're able to push through. And I guess he's got his illusions. Disruption's up in 7. Should be able to create more. They're onto the Ancient now. Blink, Walrus Punch, El Perro Loco, and AMB. Little Nick blinking back in. Gets a Centaur Stomp for himself. They just need to buy 15 seconds for the Slark to come back out. The Lotus Orb's here, but NAS, he's on it. GG's called. And Block Roar take game number 1.
Dire's ancient is under attack. Radiant victory.
Beast bomb.
It's interesting how the Luna Shadow Demon combo played out so well outside of and then the stack that they made for Luna like scaled him up really early, really quick.
I mean, yeah, that's what they needed to do, right? Snowball the game. Make it so AMB can't come back with the Slark scaling. Didn't work out for them, and we're going to take a quick break. When we return, game number 2, Block Roar Esports versus the return of AMB.
No, it's not a Benz, it's a starship. But to leave a dent in the galaxy. Echo through the hills and the valleys. I'll forever walk with heat. Style is so current till it's shocking. Been around the end so you can't diss me. No, you're not to guess who the Don is. Have to make a mark in deep. Cause talk is turn it up. Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk. Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk. Yeah. So we do it, you know. Action over words, you understand? Place and lift up like Barkley when the young gargan walking. Now miss when me aim for the target. Problems, no, you don't want it. Make money, make moves, left carnage. Without a warning, still out performing. Action, me I deal with charging. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Style is so current till it's shocking. Been around the end so you can't diss me. No, you're not to guess who the Don is. Have to make a mark in deep. Cause talk is. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk. Talk, 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 talk. Hold up. Talk, 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 talk. Me don't tell them I no long talk. It's a starship.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is PhiNick, joined by the lovely Zoe, and we have game number 2, Blockwar Esports taking a decisive game number 1 against Return of AMB, but they have the ability to come back in these series, so we'll see if they can make it happen. It is a best of 3 grand finals, though.
Yeah.
And what draft adjustments are you expecting to see as we head into game 2?
I was thinking if they're gonna target something that the other team had, the block had played in the last series. But then the heroes they were picking are not so like as in popular or meta heroes. Like I wouldn't expect them to ban like Kodo or Luna. Yeah, as usual, we see the Rubik, Ricky, Brood, and Lina on the first round.
And being opting to get last overall pick this time around, so we'll see how much of the draft exactly gets ran back. I think Blockwar would be pretty confident first picking the Tusk once again. Although they are taking their time.
Fire team pick.
There it is.
Yep. Yeah, the task from last game worked out really well, and they are still very confident in first picking it.
Now Return of AMB. Let's see if they decide to pick anything they got from last game this time around, or if they go for something different. And there's your answer. They're going to go Clockwork, Mirana. So keeping the Mirana on to move 7. I would... actually, maybe. Maybe not. Does Pingu play Clockwork 5, or is this a move 7
Yes.
hero? Do you know? Okay.
I think it's yeah, Pingu plays Clock 5.
Okay. And another early Timber saw from Block Roar. They're going to run back as much of the draft as possible because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I have seen quite a bit of Clockwork 5 in my day. The league that I primarily cast, AD2L, has a player that's known for playing quite a bit of Clock 5. So I'm excited to see it. Gives you... you've got ways to set up hookshot already. Can be pretty impactful with the BKB piercing stun, which is something that Return of AMB kind of lacked in the previous game.
And it connects well with it synergizes well with Mirana, and also in lane it's pretty strong with ranged heroes. Ranged carries if they want to pick. We see the Monkey King ban. I wondered, are they still gonna let Slark out?
Radiant team ban.
Oh, they banned Shadow Demon.
Well, I don't think you picked the Luna without the Shadow Demon in that game, but
Yeah.
it definitely was a thorn in Return of AMB's side the entirety of that last game. We see a Bat Rider ban from Block Roar.
I think they have banned Batrider in the previous series too. I don't really, up to this point, I don't think Batrider is super counter against them. I think maybe they just don't want to play against it.
Yeah. Bloodseeker being banned out of the way. Interesting that Return of AMB is the one that bans out the Bloodseeker, even though there's a Timber from Block Roar, but maybe they are like, we don't even want to give them that chance to, like, deny pick it.
With Bloodseeker banned, they might want Pango, but then the 15th is Block Roar side.
Team ban.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, because I feel like if you want to pick Pango, you don't pick it 15, right? So you wouldn't ban Bloodseeker here, you'd ban Bloodseeker in third rotation. Maybe I just don't want Bloodseeker to Clockwork, but I don't think that's bad,
Radiant
or that it's that bad.
Oh, they
15
actually
Pango.
got Pango. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a bit early for a Pango pick. I forget, is this an AMB hero or is this a Little Nick hero?
I think it's AMV hero.
Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
But yeah, Pango's really strong this patch.
5 seconds.
And there's actually no like really hard counters to him. With the Rubik gone, Bloodseeker gone. And
Shadow Demon gone as well. Well, like,
there's possibility of trend on the Block Roar side, because they haven't shown either 4 or 5 yet.
well, it'd be really crazy if they picked. I mean, they could pick like Faceless Void, I guess. They could pick like Enigma if they're really concerned about it.
Oh, speaking about that, I haven't seen Enigma in a while.
No, I haven't seen Enigma in a while either. I mean, I was casting a game last week where I was like, or not last week, on Thursday, where I was like, this actually could be a pretty good Enigma game right now if Enigma was meta. But it's like, it's one of those heroes that I don't think anyone really thinks about because he kind of got nerfed into the ground after his shard was way too busted for, and Eidolons were way too busted for a good like 2 patches.
I hated laning against Enigma when the Eidolons like magic resistance wasn't nerfed.
Yeah. I could almost see a Faceless.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, Omni Knight.
Okay.
That's something we don't see as well.
I mean, I mean, you've got strong dispels, which is nice, but what are you trying to, like... Because there's nothing Return of AMB has right now that's like, oh, I need to strong dispel this, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like they've picked a lot of right-click damage either, and you have Timber Omni Knight. So...
They might try to synergize it with like Sven, Oscar. Oh,
Ursa? I don't know. I don't like this. I mean, the good news about Ursa is that it pretty much counters every single meta 3 in lane. Because, except I guess Leshrac, but Leshrac's kind of not super meta as 3. Like Death Prophet, same deal.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
Slark and a Timber again. So they're holding off on the Little Neck hero.
yeah. They don't like because they know that they're not gonna pick Death Prophet on the AMB side, which makes
10 seconds remaining.
Ursa a little happier. Yeah, they still picked
5
Sarking
seconds
to
remaining.
counter the
Red
Timber.
team back.
I mean, that was like their one shining grace last game. Was RGS was able to keep pace, with Ryu and Rith Ese. But now Block Roar, they've got to pick a Ryu hero, assuming this isn't Tusk mid. They're banning out Viper, so that's another 3 that counters Ursa. I'd imagine they ban out another thing that
And then the past 3 heroes.
yeah. What other range plus 3s are there that actually do decently, Ursa?
Radiant team
I mean, Little Nick heroes.
Dire team back. Radiant team pick.
Yeah.
Do you feel about? I know he plays a lot of Beastmaster.
So this is interesting. They actually banned out an AMB
Yeah,
hero in the
they-
TA here. I picked Puck. So I think this could be a Little Nick Pangolier. Cuddle Leshrac ban, so the Puck comes through because I was banned away from them last game.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So they think that the Pango is gonna be. I think that Little Nick also plays Pangolier as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I assume this is like what Ags Pango or not Ags Pango, Ags Puck, right? To try to deal with the Pango because you don't really have any other ways to deal with it.
I think they changed the X now. You
Oh,
mean
did
the
I don't play
here's
mid.
this magic immunity?
Yeah.
Yeah, they moved that to the level 25 talent, and the X right now is the Sharp before.
That's right. That's right. So I guess level 25 on Puck is how you deal with this Pangolier. And they picked DP, so... It could be either. I mean, obviously AMB is level 30 on the Death Prophet.
I think he's really comfortable with the hero and thinks...
Nope, AMB Pango.
Oh.
So it is a Little Neck Death Prophet. As we said, it could go either way with it. Pango and a Puck pre-level 6, I feel like is gonna be interesting. Although Pango is just so good right now, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, Puck's limits Pango a lot in the early game. I think if up to the point where he gets shard, if he like can react fast enough.
I mean, either way, Blockroar's picked Ursa, right? So they probably want to go late, because I don't think Diffusal Blade Ursa is, like, all that common right now, right? It's pretty much all Battle Fury.
Yeah. I think the trend has been shifting back to Battle Fury and then Blink and
Yeah. I like Battle Fury, Blink, Basher, get the free shard.
Yeah. The mid lane's gonna be much more exciting than the last game.
It is. I'm just interested as to why they picked Death Prophet and not Omni Knight. Because Guardian Angel pretty much just negates Exo completely.
Yeah.
But I guess their thought is that there's no Spirit Vessel builder on Block Roar this time around, right?
I mean, Mirana can still. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
vessel builders.
Prepare for battle.
Nailed it.
Either way, we're in the game too.
So this whole mess is all your fault? So this whole mess is all your fault?
Smoke from the Radiant side. They're gonna run into Pingus.
Yep. Rip
Oh,
Pangus. There's the shards. Pangus took the first point in Battle Assault. Lunax here. Got a point in Q, so Pangus actually gets out.
30 seconds to battle.
The other side, Slark with his insane night vision. They know that people are all showing up to the bot side. They don't really want to contend this.
A little high-fiving between supports since the banner's getting thrown, but this will just be 2 runes apiece. And no early first bloods this time around. Although, interestingly, Pangus is actually playing this Clockwork in the offlane, so it is Clock 4, Mirana 5.
They switch the lane, probably.
I'd imagine they just want the Clock into the or into the double melee, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. Earthshock level 1 from NES instead of Fury Swipes. As
Oh.
Darling actually gets first blood topside. Completely missed that, but now body blocks from El Perro Loco. Gonna try to keep RGS off of his 3.
I think Moon miscalculated his damage. He thought after the arrow and stun he would be able to kill him, but he said he got too many hits and rolling that.
Yep. I mean, this is still going to be a tough lane for Darling, but I don't think it's nearly as difficult as with the
Had with Treant.
Treant. Yeah.
Yeah, and Treant is the heal of Treant with his passive. Just makes him one of the strongest laning boss 5s.
Yep. Paraloco and Moose 7 doing some supportal combat, as you do. Giving solo XP to their cores. As Darling's actually not doing too terrible in terms of CS. He's got on this wave, I think, 2 CS down. So
Yeah, the lane is pushed out. Moo is struggling with the level 1 arrow.
yep. No leap, no way to get out. I mean, there's level 1 Night Shards from El Perro Loco. He's got a Mango as well. Should be able to get a tag team on level 2, perhaps. Yep, Shards. Moose 7 is dead. He's got no leap. Nope, he's got a stick, though. I stand
Yeah,
corrected.
he still had Verify as well. He wanted to bait him to tower.
Yep. Some discipline from El Perro Loco there. It's RGS. Moves forward and the arrow misses. That's unfortunate. Mango with a
And
shard.
misses on the ice shard as well.
Rip. Leap Leash, level 3 to level 1, a Paraloco. Trying to run up high grounds. The uphill does not miss. Darling looking for a Timber Chain forward on a move 7.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, no, it's actually...
Nope. This lane's actually going a lot better for the Timbersaw right now, although he is still down in CS. Actually,
Yeah,
no, he's up in CS. He's up by 1.
Oh. There's a big wave pushing to the Slack Tower, though. I think that Moon 7 definitely dealt with this situation a lot worse than what Pingu did.
Yep. Meanwhile, bot side, speaking of Pengu, coming with the Cogs, and I guess I actually cues back in towards the Cogs as Pengu is being chased upon, and I guess I pops the stick, trying to get away from the Spirit Siphon. And both Nagase and Pengu's barely survive there.
Nameless has 6 more tangles on him.
Yeah. Share the tangos. It's all your job is battery assault. Cogs on our Nameless. I guess I takes down 1 cog. There is still a Fury Swipe stock on a Pangoose. Nameless looking for the kill here, even through the battery assault. Pangoose is able to get out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we said this was going to be a little bit more explosive. AMB's actually doing decently okay here, considering the matchup. 22 and 2. It's 25 and 6 Ryu, but Ryu's down on health.
Oh,
Actually, AMB with the read on the swashbuckle. Hello? Hello?
Nice judgment on the where he lands and the timing as well.
That was a great read on the swashbuckle from AMB. U7 though in trouble, leaps away. His bot side. More actioning happening as NASA tries to take the large camp, but he's still caught in the Spirit Siphon and the battery assault as well. Tries to get the overpower on a Pengu's. The Cogs actually knock him out of the way from the Spirit Siphon. Sacred Arrow hits topside though. Running on a Darling, he's able to Timber Chain out of the way, but the snowball back under tower. Move 7 tries to leap away. Doesn't get knocked up or stunned up by the snowball, but now a Paraloco dodging through the trees. There it is.
For the 6-minute rune, it spawns on the bot side. It's a regeneration.
Pengoose might be dead here. First swipes overpower, seal the deal.
Nameless still got 9 sticks to survive that.
PhiNick actually doing very well in this DP lane in Ursa, but that's pretty much expected. 31 on 8, 28 and 3. And it's got a large wave pushing into him right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Paraloco is stacking the ancients. Are we gonna see more of the triangle fights continue?
I hope that. But I mean, you're going for a Battle Fury Ursa, so it's going to be a long time until the stacks go. But meanwhile, Sacred Arrow on tower. Snowball saved, though, through the Chakram. Argius trying to get some more damage. Timber Chain back out of the way. So Paraloco dodges through the trees. TP all the way back means this is a long way for the Chakram to go.
Both showing up to contend for the minute 8 run.
That was kind of you.
see where it spawns. Mu 7. It's a DD rune topside. It's actually taken by the Tusk. Meanwhile, Spirit, or Dream Coil, excuse me, used on AMB.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
AMB almost solo killed him again. In the mid if he didn't use the coil.
Radiant's middle tower
Erling, Timber Chain, Chakram, Shards on a Mu 7. Follow-up Snowball with 2. Tries to leap out of the way. RGS is here alongside AMP. Comes in with a Swashbuckle. Now Chakram comes out. Doesn't really hit anyone as El Perro Loco tries to dive out of the way. Meanwhile, NASA picks up Pengus on the bottom side of the map. Darling continuing to go in on RGS. Gets caught up by the Sacred Arrow, though. And RGS gets the kill. As El Perro Loco gets a courier in response.
There was a attempt.
fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nameless, what are you doing, man? You're going right into an XL.
So
Can't really dispel that off, but then comes the TP from Darling. He's got the Chakram coming out. Nameless stays alive just long enough, and now Little Nick tries to TP out of the way, and he does.
One hit away.
NASA, though, will pick up Pengus at the very least.
Courier has been killed.
In on the mid lane, fighting towards the rune once again. Ryu finds AMB alongside Darling, getting the kill with the Timber Chain plus Q. Now Mu 7 running away. At least gets a rune for his troubles, but gets taken down by the Illusory Orb.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, the net worth Timbers. Looks like he had a little bit better game than the last game, but he still lost like 1k5 net worth in the lane.
Is under attack.
Yep. Still a porous core. I mean, this is just a really tough matchup, but at least he's been able to kill supports, make action elsewhere on the map. Not doing nearly as poorly as he was last game.
Yeah, it was interesting for me how Timber rotates around.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nameless.
Nameless still trying to defend this T1, but will he be able to?
XO114. Spirit Siphon once again on our Nameless. They've got 2 TPs coming in. In comes the Chakram, Cox from Pengus, but he's taken out. In the meantime, in comes Ryu as well. Gets the Spirit Siphon, or the Dream Coil off the Spirit Siphon. Goes on our Nameless, but he's able to take so little damage from it. And Little Nick, he's got the XO available, but he doesn't want to fight with it. Gets the Spirit Siphon back onto Darling. Should be able to heal back up onto full. Chakram goes out, and they'll just lose the support for it. But meanwhile, AMB, he finds the enemy POS 1, and now El Perro Loco being body blocked by Mu. Tries to save himself with the Snowball. Gets a 2-man stun for it. Swashbuckle misses, though. As does the Sacred Arrow. Here comes the Timber Chain. Darling wants AMB. Swashbuckle's out of the way from the shards.
Is under attack.
With 0 bottle charges on the both sides. Now they're gonna contain for the minute fall to the Bengal.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's going to be a late Battle Fury timing, though, from the Ursa after that death. AMB's got a DD rune coming in on the Tusk alongside Musa and the Ryu's here. They got the Walrus Punch plus the Chakram. AMB out of the way with the Swashbuckle, but Ryu goes over, finds the Dream Coil. Doesn't actually have the Rolling Thunder available, and even with the DD rune, AMB goes down, but they end up losing both supports for it. Ryu running away from RGS, but is able to take down the puck pretty quickly. And now this gigantic stack that's been made for this Ursa has been completely exposed, but they can't get it. And Ursa is still about 1,300 gold away from its Battle Fury. This is going to be like a 15 minute Battle Fury timing at the earliest. Does not feel good for NASA whatsoever, falling behind on both the enemy POS 3 and POS 1. Darling, though, he really wants Argius. The snowball comes in. Second arrow gets the stun, but El Perro Loco with the Walrus Punch does finally take down the enemy POS 1.
They have a vision on where this Ursa is farming. They were pinging on. I definitely like Lonix build on DP better, but since they're on different positions, they serve like different roles. Oil on Mirana 5.
Nameless. Alone in the jungle. Lonix here alongside Pengus. They commit the hook shot.
I think they were looking for Ursa, and Omni actually blocked the invasion.
Yep. 600 gold away from the Battle Fury for NASA. And then that stack, I mean, it's pretty big. U7 though, he's smoked up in.
Gonna ward up the place before the fight happens there.
Pengus caught in shards. In comes the snowball. And it goes down, Walrus Punch plus NASA.
But
the courier was taken down.
There.
Yeah, but he didn't buy it yet, so he's able to TP back up. In fact, TP's in onto RGS, forced to use the ulti. In comes the Sacred Arrow, it lands! Oh no, but he's actually got the Enrage off just in the nick of time. Now move 7, body blocking on NASA, and they take him down. Delaying the Battle Fury to at least 16 minutes now, but now El Peller Loco's here alongside Argius. Looks for the snowball onto Argius. This is caught in the Moonlight Shadow, but in comes Darling. What a Sacred Arrow is enough to get the Tusk, and now they're out into the Omni Knight as well. AMB's here. Nameless pops the Guardian Angel, trying to save alive as long as he can. Little Nick, he can pop the Exo and take this camp if he wants to. Instead, going for this T1 tower in the top lane. Swashbuckle lands on a Darling. He gets silenced back up through the Timber Chain. And Argius gets the kill. They take the T1 tower. And now with the Exo, it's going to be disaster for Block Roar Esports. Everyone's here. And just like that, the way back into the game has been shut completely out from them. It's now a 5k lead for the return of AMB.
They made really good preparations of the wards in the triangle for this fight.
Another hook shot. This is going to delay it even more. The Sacred Arrow doesn't land, though. Got the turn back around on a move 7. Leaps and TPs out of the way. We got a Dream Coil mid, though, onto the Pangolier. Doesn't have the Rolling Thunder for another second. Looks for the way in. Doesn't happen, and Rage plus Overpower is enough to secure the kill. So NASA will get a Battle Fury, 1630, but with no camp to farm, it's going to be really, really tough for them to get back into this game.
Their big camp is also blocked.
Yep. They're going to learn that fact pretty quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Blink, Walrus Punch, Blink reveal on a little neck. Here comes Argius, though. Coming in, they got the Moonlight Shadow. El Perro Loco trying to run away, but he's got a Spirit Siphon on top of him. He's trying to mango a little bit more, but ends up going down. Now Rolling Thunder, plus a hook shot. They found the puck. No way out of that one for Ryu. Now Nameless. Next one to fall is just a trickle feed now. And return of AMB, 6k in the lead. I've got T1 towers in the top and bottom lanes.
With Exo up, they wanna Roche.
And that's what they do.
I could have hit Roshan.
Any game that Ursa gets out-roached is a game that Ursa feels really, really bad. Thankfully, it's first Roche and not second Roche, which is the more important one for Ursa, but still. They're 5k down. They really need to find a way back into this game. What do you think they have? What can they do to get back into this game?
I think because of like the limitedness of their draft, they have really weak fightings right now, and they need to stall as much time for Ursa as possible. Yeah, and try to find pickoffs with the other three heroes while Omni Knight standing behind Ursa.
Ryu, engaged upon, gets the Dream Coil out. Trying to get away with the snowball save. Illusory Orb over. He's able to blink out of the way just barely through the Spirit Siphon. Arceus leaps back up on the high ground. There's the double leap. And Ryu, pretty much as good as dead. Gets out just barely, but a Rocket Flare is enough for the kill.
Are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower.
Scan and find Nameless.
Oh, yeah, this is going from bad to worse for Black Roar Esports.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Blink out.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under
AMB didn't use the roar earlier. He might be able to catch the Ursa.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, the big camp is still blocked.
Oh no.
He just
And then
TP'd
ASA
top.
trying to farm. He just TP'd top, and he's got no way out. That's 8k, a hook shot onto the Tusk as well. Paraloco tries to save himself with the snowball onto one of the creeps. Gets a stun, but still, double kill for Arceus.
Dire's top tower
He's an absolute monster on this Slark this game. He's got the completed defusal. He's still got Aegis for another 3 minutes. He's got the eggs. Building in towards that Mage Slayer.
Nice
Darling
catch
tries
on
to TP out.
Arceus.
Very nice leash. And even fighting in the trees, Arceus knows he outman fights the Timbersaw. 11 permanent agility right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Why did people start tipping each other?
Hilarious. Great job.
I mean, this has turned into 2 snowbally games in a row.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
And ASA blinking
It's a
in, gets
blink.
silenced by Little Nick though! Here comes the hook shot plus the roll! Guardian Angel gonna try to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but the Spirit Siphon was enough to do him in. Move 7 ends up getting the kill with the Starstorm though. Going up onto the high ground, they pick up Nameless. 4-step forward. They found the Tusk as well. And they're gonna get the T3s now, pre-22, 25 minutes.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle
So have almost 2 minutes left
are fortified.
of time on Aegis on Slark. Oh, they're gonna chase down Rue.
DD Rune. Oh, sorry, Orb. Can they get the Sacred Arrow? Blink out of the way. Nope. Arceus
He
leaps the wrong way. Oh.
needs some directional move. Keybind.
Look, all I'm saying is the one ward spot everyone forgets about is right there. If they had the ward there, Puck is dead. Never forget the lane pillars by the T2 towers.
Yeah, I think they just didn't assume like they would be chasing Puck around there. Like they would be thinking about other like PK ward spots.
tower has fallen.
Pingu spotted by the line of sentries. Oh,
Yeah,
missed the
NASA?
hook shot.
I kill a Paraloco for it, but Battery Assault keeps NASA off him for a little bit, and this Cogs. Same bit he picks up Manless. Thank you. Oh, Timber Chain misses. He wastes a lot of time there. Eventually getting the kill over to NASA. Now here comes the Rolling Thunder from AMB. Ryu picks up Move 7 elsewhere on the map. The spot side, they continue rolling. Goes ahead, uses the shard to his advantage. Yule's back up onto the position 3. The stopping onto the back line. The Ursa does get 1 kill. NASA, they got the Walrus Punch. Well, next here, but he's disarmed! And just like that, the Aegis gets reclaimed, and Argius, he wants to keep going. Ends up going 3 for 3.
40 stacks on stolen agility and 47 stacks on stolen agility. He wants to keep fighting.
Yeah. He's got 141 from Essence Shift and 14 from Permanent.
Yeah.
And he just wants to keep going. And he does. I mean, this Heaven's Halberd pickup from Little Nick actually won that fight for them too. Just coming out right at the appropriate time, getting the Ursa. Unable to do anything. And with this Exo, they're going to be able to take down these racks in the top lane. Argius, though, caught in a Walrus Punch. Doesn't have the Aegis anymore, goes down. No, Nick tries to TP. They're going to commit the Dream Coil for him, though. A little bit of an overextension. And some gold gets donated over to NASA.
10 plus kill streak gives a lot of gold to Rio as well.
Still a 10 or an 11k gold lead. You know, something I like to do with my color casters is do a thing we call guess the Gaben, where actually hold on, I found AMB bot side. He does go down. Those are the picks they need. Where you, without looking, try to guess the Dota Plus win probability, given the current state of the game. So what do you think it is right now?
I would give 81% on the dire side.
91, actually.
80. Oh, they gave 91?
They give 91.
Oh, I was too conservative.
I mean, it still is a very tough road for Block Roar, right? Their only way back into the game is farming for Ursa and getting these picks, but they are getting the picks now. I've shrunk the gold lead from what was 14k down to 8.
I think Ryu has been abusing these kills on Move 7.
Yep. BKB just came out courier for NASA as well. And second Roche, earliest spawn 27 seconds. So I think this is going to be what decides the game, the second Roche fight.
I've got the double damage rune. And Stark waiting on any timing. Very close to Silver Edge.
Yep. Smoke out. It's gonna be spotted by Ryu. Argius leaps forward. Puck trying to trickster her way out of that one, but gets silenced up. In comes the Blink. Snowball, though. They're trying to get this. Snowball's back up onto the high ground. They're able to save the puck. In comes the hook shot, though, and all Paraloco, and he forced that spot. And just like that, the smoke fizzles. There's nothing from it, and NASA's still farming.
Radiant's courier.
You're just 2 minutes from respawning.
Smoke and response. Blink. Dream Coil misses. That one's gonna fizzle as well. But Argius, he's got the Shadow Blade. Gets the leash. 4-staff save, though. Argius runs away from the Chakram. That's a double Chakram. Darling has his Ags now. But I mean, just look at NASA. They're playing this 4v1 pretty effectively. Because he has been uncontested in this top jungle. They try to scan him out. They don't actually see him on it.
Radiant side do have a good vision around the Roche pit. They have just got deworted one. They have another one on the other side of the cliff, and they have one that protects Ursa.
Yep, and I guess I sees AMB. AMB doesn't do the same.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
But now he's spotted out. Nope, actually, never mind. That's Radiant Vision, not Dire Vision.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, he's just been uncontested farming here for the last, like, 5 or so minutes. He's caught up completely with the Death Prophet. Only 2,000 gold behind on this Slark. They've cut this gold lead by over half now. Down to 6k. And Roshan spawning in 14 seconds.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Ursa is a very had a sense
100
of
gold off
someone
this
was coming
Basher.
after him.
Yep, there's this
in
Basher
this
too.
TDL. Yeah.
Roshan spawned. It's been spotted by Pengus. Meanwhile, though, AMB has got the Rolling Thunder. Blink onto the high ground. Self-fuels, though, from the puck. Sacred Arrow does land, though. Ryu stays alive just barely. Is Nameless. Tries cutting out for the rest of them, but the Tusk is already dead. Guardian Angel has been committed. Here comes the hook shot. The Nameless goes down. Dream Coil committed as well, so they can't fight this Roche now. With those two big ultis down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, they know this is going on, but they can't really contest it.
Mm-hmm. Now they're gonna do. Oh, Ursa TP's out. Very. Both times he has very acute sense of danger incoming.
Yep.
I'll take that.
And NAS, I mean, they keeps farming up, going in towards this Abyssal Blade now. They got another pick on a Moose 7. So this Aegis plus Depth Shroud for Argius will be pretty important, especially as he builds towards his Basher. He's got the Silver Edge now as well.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And this split pushing has also given Puck
Ryu.
some time to recover.
Oh, so we are away from the rest of the team. NASA is here, but they know they're fighting into an Aegis. Pengus, though, finds Ryu with the hook shot, but NASA has come back in. They found the Dream Coil to 3 members. BKB from NASA. He's trying to get onto Argius right now. This double chakram doing as much damage as it can from Darling, but he still gets taken down by the Spirit Siphon. And they lose the Omni Knight as well. And they will lose the Ursa. NASA, he's got nowhere to run. Gonna try to turn, maybe man fight onto one of these members, but he can't. And 4-0, return of AMB, still in control of this game.
Yeah, that team fight showed like how the net worth difference affects, and also the Omni didn't have Guardian Angel, which is not where exactly they want to be fighting for, I think.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yep.
is under attack.
It was a good dream call by Ryu, but as you mentioned, without Guardian Angel up, it's just really, really difficult to fight into the Slark. Especially with Aegis, 3 minutes. And the final T2 gets taken by return of AMB.
Bottom tower has fallen.
I like how this one feels.
Darling. Talking about the Silver Edge of Argius is going to get as much damage as they can on top of him. He self-fuels us, but AMB is on into the high ground. Gets the Rolling Thunder out. Darling trying to cut away with the double shocker, but he still goes down. We'll lose the Omni Knight as well, with Guardian Angel up. Do both have buyback as the Ursa respawns.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The buyback status.
Blink, Dream Coil, Walrus Punch. They find the Slark. Into the Aegis we go. Little Nick goes down very low as well. He can't take through the double Chakram. They pick up 2 kills, and out of the Aegis comes Argius. He's got the Silver Edge, and he's got a little bit more. Comes back out of the Silver Edge. Does huge damage to the puck, who immediately buys back. And I gotta say, though, he blinks forward. He really wants to get something out of this, but AMB, he's rolling Thundered out of the way. That's Moonlight Shadow from move 7, disappearing very soon. TP, no, gets Yules back up by Ryu. And he goes down.
It's 3 buyback from the Radiant side. To just defend the bottom T3.
Situation's pretty dire right now.
Yeah, a really nice ward placed by Pingus, who can see all of their movements on the high ground.
RGS Silver Edged up. Sees a DD to NESA. But also knows there's a puck in the area.
Oh, he didn't see him in the...
No, I can't believe he didn't see him.
Yeah, I thought he like leaped on top of him or something.
Smoke out, return of AMB. I'll play around Argius at the moment. My 2 permanent Agi is AMB, Mana Banana. Gets the Rolling Thunder. The Found Ending Essay.
Oh.
Here comes the hook shot. Snowball save though. Plus the Guardian Angel. They're going to turn this around perhaps. They got the Snowball, but still they take down Ending Essay and RGS. He's able to stay alive. Darling tries to get out. They do finally trade the Slark though.
Even after the snowball save, Ursa was unable to press either BKB or alt. And he just died to Axel.
Luke, Walrus Punch, Snowball out. In comes Darling though. Wants to get Moon 7. Yule's coming up. Moon 7 caught in the shards. Plus the Moonlight Shadow is Lil Nick. He's got Spirit Siphon on El Paraloco. In comes AMB on to Nameless as he tries to cut away, but he still gets taken down. And a hook shot misses from Pingus. Darling, though, blinks back in. Goes on and gets a kill, but he's bashed back up by AMB. Running away now from Little Nick as best as he can. Another bash lands. Ryu, though, on the backside wants to find Move 7. Gets the Dream Coil off and does get that kill, but AMB, he's on the high ground. Darling staying alive for so long. And he's actually getting saved by an Aeon Disc right now. It's Little Nick now running away. Ursa's up in 1 second now. And TP away.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Puck is hitting his level 25 very soon. With Coil ignores magic immunity.
Gonna be pretty important up against this Pango.
Rosh is up in another minute.
Now the question is, does it have Refresher or Eggs? Only time will tell. Actually, I gotta say, interestingly, when a Heaven's Halberd, not something we typically see on an Ursa, but he wants status resist and he wants to be able to disarm the Slark.
Sark is getting close to his BKB, which is quite scary if you get a BKB at 40 minutes and it's 9-second duration time.
Smoke out, return of AMB. They're picking towards the Roche pit. 14 seconds on the earliest spawn. They're gonna make this fight happen, but it's a little smoke on smoke action. El Perro Loco blinking away in the nick of time. And I guess it's here. Argius, though, he makes the initial commitment. In comes the double chakram. In comes the ASA, and they delete the Slark! This could be the fight that they're looking for right now. They've only lost one support, make it 2. Little Nick gets up double kill with the aid of the exorcism, but they can't actually go for anything more. Dream Coil used on a Pengu's. Uses the jetpack out of the way, but in comes Darling, blinks onto the backside of the fight. They've got the Moonlight Shadow now as NASA pops the BKB, but it got to bash on the Little Nick. AMB, though, returns in favor. In comes Pengu's with the hook shot. They've got the silence now on NASA, but he's able to get the ult off in the nick of time. Takes down the support. Now it's 2v4. Little Nick gonna get disarmed by NASA as he comes back in. No more exorcism available to him. No more Spirit Siphon charges. They're on to him. In comes AMB, though. He gets the disarm. And AMB picks up the kill on NASA as he looks for Little Nick. A little bit too greedy, but Rio, he's here. Gets the silence back up. Gets the kill on AMB. Darling comes back up with a Timber Chain. Little Nick, very low right now, but he's trying to fight as best as he can in the 1v3. Gets the Crypt Swarm onto Darling. They've got the Chakram. They've got all the damage they need. And it's 5-4-2 in favor of Block Roar. They're not out of the game yet. Roche has spawned. And no buybacks on Little Nick or AMB.
Yeah, if Ursa... Yeah, but they probably need to wait for Ursa spawning to fight for the Roche again, in which case the Black Roar will also... the AMB team will also be respawning.
There's a refresher shard on Roche, too. But interestingly, top of the net worth charts right now, it's actually Ryu. Found a Dream Coil on a Move 7. This puck is now worth more than the Slark. By quite a bit. About 1,000 gold up. It's going into a Wind Waker next.
If they don't have like a hard catch on this puck, he's gonna, with his Oxring, he's gonna be able to just juking around.
Yep. Third rush of the game, and it's gonna be Block Roars. No contests coming in, but in comes RGS. But he nearly gets deleted immediately. Now the blink of the snowball over the top. They want to get him really, really badly. RGS, he's done vision right now, but he's used his ultimate trying to get out. He leaps away, but Ryu's already here with the silence. Gets barely out with the illusory orbs. AMB goes back into the pit, but NASA, he comes back in. Gets the stun onto AMB. As they finally take down the Clockwork. El Perro Loco, though, blinks Walrus Punch onto AMB. Kites out with the Swashbuckle, gets the stun on NASA, who's popped his BKB. Now gets the Enrage off as well. Little Nick, he's here. He's got the Exorcism. AMB over the wall. Uses the shard to his advantage. In comes the puck, though. He wants RGS. Doesn't get him, though. It's 5v4. Rio blinks into the pick. They know what's going on. In comes the Chakram. But the Refresher gets taken by Little Nick as RGS picks up the Aegis. So they're able to take down the Timber Saw. Now AMB, he's on El Perro Loco. Tries to snowball away to a camp. Blinks just barely to get out. As Rio on the backside of the fight does pick up the Mirana. RGS and Pingu's hunting for this puck right now. They've got the Aegis, the Immortal. They can't deal with an overwhelming blink on a puck right now.
They dealt with the MB team dealt with the Roche fights really well. They kited out the first few aggressions from the Radiant side, and then they just went in, finished it super quickly, and Refresher shard on DP.
Oh, rip the Dream Coil.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's
That Wind Waker could actually be huge. That's safe for your own team. Zexos committed bot side. They'll be able to take the racks. In comes a blink from Ryu, though. In comes NESA. Gets the disarm, but is immediately swapped back around on an NESA as RGS tries to go back in. He's got the Moonlight Shadow to get him out, though. Little Nick, though, continuing to push onto this T3. Looking for Megas now, but Little Nick. He's got the refresher. He knows he's got it. And NESA puffs the BKB coming out of a Yule Scepter, but they end up losing the Omni Knight. They've got no buyback on him. They're gonna die for the end, maybe, but the Walrus kick away on Argius. Moves backing in onto the T3s. They pop the Glyph of Fortification. Now Pingu's got the shards out, got the cogs out, but NESA takes him down. And in comes another Dream Coil. This one on a 2 members. RGS trying to make his way back into the fight. Little Nick, he's popped the refresher. He's popped the double exorcism. He's Walrus kicked back under the T4 towers. Now the Walrus punch back up out of the way. AMB, though, is here. Gets the bashes off. They're able to take down one more. They just need the Megas. And they get the Megas, but RGS, he's so low. Still has the Agency Immortal available to him. They get the puck with the instant buyback. Darling's here. He has buyback available as well. In comes the Guardian Angel, man. He has the ultimate. And another buyback on a move 7. AMB's here, though. He's got the shard working in his favor. He's able to swashbuckle out of the way, but NESA, he comes back in alongside the Walrus kick. They really want to get AMB. They got the Walrus punch as well as RGS comes back up onto the high ground with the leap. AMB so low, but he's able to get out with the Rolling Thunder as RGS goes back into the Agency Immortal, but AMB, he's here with the stuns. He finds NESA. And RGS, he tries to get out of the way, but it's not going to happen. The Dream Coil's here, and Puck's 25. And once again, we have Megas, but no win. Block Roar hold the high ground. They commit a lot of buybacks for it. They commit 2, in fact. But the gold lead, it's down to 9K.
Radiant are scanning.
Ryu.
The flame pressure.
Blink Yules on a move 7. Got the silence once again. Double shocker him out. And the Dream Coil stops the leap. Goodbye, move 7. No! Overwhelming Blink, though, will do it. Alongside a Waning Rift.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower.
Alright, SA, he's on the high ground now. AMB pump faking, but Ryu, he's here. Yules back up. AMB, though, goes ahead. Ult shards. Still on an El Perro Loco. Gets out of the way, though.
Timber is gonna stay in base to deal with the Megas that's coming from both top and bottom. They need to push out the top and bottom wave.
Indeed.
And make sure that Puck doesn't die.
And ASI hit level 25, takes a +3 overpower talent. He's building into a Swift Blink. Meanwhile, you know how I said Ryu was going for a Wind Waker? That's changed. The man's going Dig on 5. Oh no. Oh no. They're just like, screw it, we gotta burst. 3K gold difference now. Because of the Megas, win prob's at 86%, but we saw a game last series between Block Roar Esports and KNGI, I think was the name of the team. That went double Megas. Can that happen this game? I kind of want to know.
Yeah, and Argus has been like bursted like 3 times approximately before the team fight even started, so they wanna repeat that and just buy out the Dagon.
I got Dagon 4 right now.
The mana of Ursa is a big deal because like 2 or 3 swashbuckles and then you
Blink,
find
they're putting in the triangle now. They've got the Dream Coil on the 3 members. First one to go down is the Clockwork, but AMB's here with the ultimate, but he gets bashed up by NASA, trying to get his way back around through the fight with the use of the Rolling Thunder. Little Nick gets kicked away by the Tusk as RGS moves back in. They've already committed the exorcism for it, but Rio, he's on to the backside, nearly finds AMB. Couple of Yules being used right now. They're trying to cut the Ursa right now, but he actually getting saved by the strong Dispel. He's feared back up, though. He doesn't have the range available to him. He's so damn low, but he comes back around, gets the kill onto the Slark before he finally goes down. No, he stays alive. Finally taken away by AMB through the use of the swashbuckle, but now the buybacks, they're coming in from the Slark, they're coming in from the Ursa, they're coming in from everybody. There are so many people that are so low right now from Block Roar. They barely survived the fight in the triangle. And now Little Nick versus Ryu. He's got Dagon 4, buying time for the rest of his team. But RGS, he's in. That was 4 and a buyback for 2 and a buyback. Blocker actually won that fight. And the first one to go down, I think that might decide how this game's gonna go.
Yeah, and the Roche is up very soon.
130. But look, they found him.
They found a
He's got the
bot
buyback.
back.
This could be a dieback. BKB enraged though, gets saved by El Perro Loco as Ryu comes back into the fight. They actually want to turn this around on a Little Nick. The hook shot misses though. RGS sleeping back in. They've got the Dream Coil once again and the Dagon, but they take down the Ursa. First things first, but Little Nick's already dead. And AMB, he's got 30 seconds left. RGS very low right now, running away using the use of the Moonlight Shadow as the Clockwork's buying space for him. The Chakram comes out. They have the vision on a Pengu's to take him out with the Timber Chain, and the Dagon does what it needs to do. They pick up the Slark. It's a dieback on both POS 1s.
You know, I've been paying attention to the AMB's buyback status, and he had buyback this whole time. I mean, of course, he couldn't possibly like get here if he's bought back after the team fight started. But when Slark bought back and decided to participate in this team fight, and he had buyback, and he didn't do anything about it.
AMB. It's an Abyssal on Pillar of Loco. Drops the Gem of True Sight. Disarm, but no stun onto Ryu. Does get the bash finally out of the way. As the Neon Disc does help him get away from the Dream Coil. Another blink. Another Dagon. Yule's up. I got the Swashbuckle bash. And comes Rolling Thunder. Blink. Gets the stun. Turn back around. Ryu. Able to get away with a Waning Rift, though. And he continues to chase on to Moon 7. Does get him. Meanwhile, AMB is 1v1ing Nameless.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Honestly, he's got strong dispels. Still disarmed. Shoulder Crash comes up, but just as he gets the kill, he gets caught by the puck once again. Ryu doing best he can through the use of the Dream Coil. They got the Sheep Stick as well. Who actually got that one? It's the Darling. Darling got a Sheep Stick. And a buyback now on the Omni Knight. Buyback on the Tusk. Because they're dealing with Megas right now, and Little Nick using the Exorcism. They're onto the base. They're on to the Ancient. Little Nick, though, he tries as best as he can, but he can't get the damage in, and they're going to be able to save the Ancient. They commit all the buybacks. There is one buyback left on the map, and it is Ryu's.
And Lonic just got his vice that makes him not have enough money for buyback. Is Radiant gonna be able to contend for this role? Do they know that the DP just bought out stuff so that he doesn't have buyback money.
Perhaps. I mean, they know the Slark has no buyback. Then Ryu does. They gotta play like it. Moonlight Shadow has been committed. He's moving to the Roche pit. Moon 7 though. Leap over. Yules. Blink forward though from NES, but he gets immediately bashed!
Oh!
And taken down! Dreamco on a 2. The hook shot lands onto the Omni Knight. They found the sheep stick onto Ryu. Force staffed out of the way. It's no buyback on the Omni Knight, no buyback on the Ursa. This Roche is as good as AMB's, but they want more. They continue to push onto this puck. Ryu dodging, dip dive, weaving, dodge, ducking as best as he can. As Argeus, he's got the damage onto the Timber Saw. Gets the Yules back up as Ryu comes back into the fight. Gets a kill onto the Clockwork, but he self-Yuleses. Gets away with the Waning Rift though. Gets immediately bashed back up by the Abyssal Blade and taken down. That's a buyback now from the puck. Now for the perennial question, is it divine time?
And we got the free X from Roche. I'm actually surprised he didn't buy it earlier himself.
Now the XL. They've only got puck to defend this right now. Ryu coming back in, the blink, the walrus kick, but they've got so much damage onto this ancient right now. They don't have a glyph of fortification, it goes down! And we're going to game 3. Bit of a nail biter at the end, but return of AMB. Use their early wins, early gains to win the game. Through those megas. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, game number 3 in the final game of the TD2L Grand Finals.
Hey, I'm kind of glad you didn't pick up. I kind of just called to hear your voice. I miss you. I've been thinking about you, and I've been thinking about our love, and how much I miss you. I miss being around you, hearing your laugh and holding your hand. I think of you every day. I hope and I wish that you're doing okay. I want us to go back to the old days, because I miss you, and I just thought of you. idea of you listening to this. The thought of you on the other side of the line. I can't hang up. I don't want this to end. Not again. I don't know if you miss me too, but I hope you do. Even if things never go back to what we were, what I became so used to, what I thought would be forever.
Welcome back, everybody. It's game number 3, Block Roar Esports versus the return of AMB. My name is PhiNick, joined by Zoe, and we have a new ban from Block Roar Esports in the Mirana. Don't want to deal with the Moonlight Shadow at all.
Yeah, it's I didn't expect that because I didn't think Moon 7 was performing particularly well on that hero. The Moonlight Shadow is, of course, annoying, but yeah.
Dire team ban.
And they banned DP in respect for AMB and PhiNick.
Indeed.
Radiant team pick.
Return of AMB is still going with the Broodmother Lena bans.
Dire team pick.
Is that a first pick Tusk? No, it's a first pick Rubik. Because they did not ban it away. So they're going to pick it first.
Yeah, I'm exciting to see some good Rubik plays.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So it's a very early Rubik pick, so you can kind of pick around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
team pick.
They got Tusk first pick now. The 6.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'm liking some time on the second pick though.
Yeah.
Because I can't pick the Murano, so it's. I mean, unless we think this is just a move 7 Tusk, and we don't even think AMB is gonna play it, but.
It's still very early in the draft. They don't really want to show much core heroes, I guess.
Radiant team pick.
Snapfire.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
I mean, do we think this could be a Snap 5?
I think it's more possible it's Tusk 5 in step 4.
Okay.
But Ember is one of the news best heroes as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
I mean, I feel like this is just one of those games where you got to fall back on comfort, right? They've been last picking for Ryu, and a lot of his heroes have gotten banned, so they're going to go for the Ember Spirit, try to protect it, and then, you know, see what they can do from there. So I got to ban Necrophos. Might ban something like Underlord as well. Although I think he's not as popular as he was last patch, so maybe not.
Radiant team.
And Rubik would be really happy if there's an Underlord on the other team.
That's true. Once again, going with the Bat Rider ban. They've been liking that one.
10 seconds remaining.
I think they have been maintaining this tradition.
Team back.
Oh, they've been. Are they gonna pick Broodmother for Lonic?
It's been banned. First ban.
Oh, I see. First one.
But why the Lycan ban then?
Yeah. Why have not gotten Lycan ban?
10 seconds remaining.
Like unless you think like Block Roar like plays
5
like.
seconds remaining.
I mean, I don't know. Does Darling have a Lycan? Right.
I've seen Darling play a Brood. I would assume that Lycan should be on his hero pool as well.
Dire team back. Dire team pick.
Timbersaw.
Radiant
So
team pick.
you know he's gonna play something different than he has been playing. That's a Disruptor. So that's either Core Snap or Core Tusk.
Oh, Lonic does play Postery Snapfire.
That would explain it.
10 seconds remaining.
Because as fun a meme as Disruptor mid is, it's not competitively viable.
Yeah. And after Disruptor's nerf, I think it's less people has been playing it. So on top of Pause 3 and Pause 5, yeah.
The one thing is that they've been like they've saved last pick for Lil Nick a lot, and they tend to do that. So if this is a Snap 3,
Dire team pick.
then they saved last pick for AMB, and I'm thinking, what do they actually want to do with that? So There's Ricky, there's Beastmaster, so we're still getting Zoo. Ricky's also been banned by Block Roar every single game, so they picked both of the heroes that they've been banning.
10
Interesting.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But Block Roar seems like a... So that's an AMB TA.
You think?
I mean, he played it earlier today, and I don't really think TA1's particularly good right
10
now.
seconds remaining.
I think tier 1's still better than TA mid.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I don't like TA right now at all, but like, I'm just saying because like AMB did play TA earlier today and won with it, so.
And the sleep start actually fucks refraction, does it? No.
Does it? I might. Once again, don't play mid, don't play 1. I just play 3, so those interactions don't. Don't really come up all that often. Well, this is interesting. I mean, Block Roar's draft looks very, very pubby, for lack of a better word.
Dire team ban.
It does look like, I don't know, just the Ricky and Beastmaster combo makes TA looks very, very fragile.
Yeah. So AMB's banning out 1s, which makes sense, because...
Dire team ban.
Wait. They're banning out 1s. They think this is... Oh, it's Ricky support?
Yeah. I think it's
okay.
Ricky 5 for sure. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, like, I get that's where he's being played right now, but it just took a second for me to think about it. And then they banned Tiny Mars.
10 seconds.
They're gonna pick something like draw,
5 seconds.
nature.
Dire team pick.
No, there's the Drow. And it's Pudge.
Now select your hero.
Oh.
So I don't know where any of these
Well,
heroes
which one
are
is
going.
mid?
Is it Pudge mid, is it TA mid, or is it Tusk mid? It's TA mid. So it is AMB, it's Pudge 1, Little Neck Snap 3, so you're right on the money for that one. And as you said, it is a Ricky 5. I don't.
Yeah, draft wise, let me think.
I don't know, but
think
these
I
drafts look
like-
very pubby, kind of.
You don't see a lot of like synergies in between them, or why do you think?
Like I don't know. Like to me, I feel like Block Roar just picked heroes that they thought were strong, and didn't really like have like a single team fight idea, or I mean, like it's very skirmishy, right?
Yeah, I think similarly on the AMB side as well. I do like Block Roar's draft better this time. I think top the draw Ricky lane sounds kind of tough for Snap Pause 3.
I would agree with that one. I don't know. It's and the other thing is you've got was it you got Beastmaster Rubik into Pudge Disruptor? I mean, Pudge Disruptor lane is still, you know, pretty scary to deal with, but I think this is probably the best lane matchup they've actually had in this POS 3, the entire series.
Yeah.
Because how do you actually deal with boars? Oh,
I
first
think
blood.
you. Oh.
Move 7. Head silenced up. Gets pulled back into the telekinesis. Tries to snowball on Virgil. Gotta make sure the rest of his team doesn't get stung, but Arceus gets the hook right onto Virgil. Still, first blood goes over to Block Roar Esports.
30 seconds to battle.
But Drow did get Gust level 1.
Yeah, that doesn't feel great.
And then telekinesis on Rubik. Sounds a little
Suspect.
sad for the lane.
Yeah, no level 1 Fade Bolt feels bad. I mean, wait. Darling 1 Axis level 1. Is that expected on Beastmaster right now? Not boars?
I think that one of the offlaner told me that if you're like on one side of the map, you go Axe, and you're on the other side of the map, you go Boar. But then I think it's like personal choice more like. I've seen both ways.
Yeah. Beastmaster's not on my list of 3s. Zoo heroes are not my strong suit, but evidently they are his darlings because he's gotten this Broodmother band the entire series.
Yeah, the game where he gets to play the Broodmother, it was pretty. I think he did pretty well.
Nope. Despite that, let's take a look mid lane. It is 7-6 to 2-0 for the Templar Assassin. As AMB is also level 30 on that hero.
Oh.
So yeah, this is a bit tough. Ryu's not having a good time in this lane at all. Yep. Alpera Loco's trying to get to level 2 here. As best as he can, because he would really like that Fade Bolt.
Not while I'm around.
AMB has the same amount of deny as Ryu's last hits.
Yeah, this is Ryu's not having a fun time at all. Spot side, Little Nick picks up NASA, Virgil trades back on a move 7, but and we're like, oh yeah, maybe Drell's bad lane for Little Nick. I mean, he plays a snap 3, he's doing pretty. He's 12-3 to 3, and what the? Wait, whoa, wait a second. What are these CS leads? The only lane that's going even in terms of CS is top lane. That is it. Move 7. Slight change by Ryu. Comes back in with the snowball plus tag team. You actually might get this kill. It's body blocked by Virgil though.
Virgil also get smoke screen.
Another slight change. Slight change. Lonek making his way in though. Turns back around. Comes back around with the snowball. Little Neck's here. Is silenced though. Doesn't have a little shredder. Or a snap cookie. Or sorry, scatterblaster snap cookie, excuse me. So at least get that.
Radiant structures are fortified. middle tower is under attack.
But yeah, this is some very dominant lane. I don't think there's a whole lot more that can be said. Like, the CS differences just say the entire story.
Yeah.
22-7 to 7-2, and 24-7 to 16-1. And Ryu's forced to walk all the way back to base.
Wow.
Ah, rip. There's a fight happening top, though. Come on.
Oh, did Pingu walk to this place because he was like his internet died or something?
I don't know. All right. Oh. There's the unpause. Pingu's very low at the moment, but they might trade back on a Darling, and in fact they do. Argius, though, will be taken down low by a Paraloco, and is taken down. Double kill for the Rubik. And a 3v2.
And
Walker
lost,
actually comes out ahead.
too.
Yeah. Ryu. Getting rotated upon by move 7, though. Comes in with the snowball. Plus the follow-up damage, but he actually got the slight change back around, and a Paraloco comes back in with the Fade Bolt plus telekinesis. And Ryu got the double kill. What the hell? What?
Was not.
And R just picks up
what I
Darling topside with the
expected.
8 of Pingus, but what? Or Ryu doesn't get a double. It was a shared bounty on the second kill, but still, that's not what I was expecting with this CS difference.
Yeah.
He's now top of the network charts too. After that,
He managed to get his get 3 kills. I think when they went in and AMB didn't have refraction because it was all look.
yeah.
Refraction
Topside, or just goes down to Darling. And Ryu, he comes up, wants Pingus. Caught in a kinetic field, but still good for the kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
PhiNick. Engaging with move 7 on 9 ASA, but Virgil's here. Blinks forward. Got the smoke screen up, but a snap cookie. On 9 ASA, PhiNick once more gets the scatter blast out.
May the drow keep you safe.
There are lots of kills happening.
Oh,
Well, it's fairly
what?
even, but
He thought he'd bottle in. Ember almost didn't have enough mana to for the Remnant.
Tower is under attack.
Nice glimpse by Pingu.
I've got the Dismember though. Still, it's enough for the kill. Going out on a Darling. PhiNick picks up NASA bot side.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Rubik is already level 6.
Once he got stolen, the Thunderstrike. And uses it to help kill AMB, although it's another split mounting as the tower takes the kill.
And the tower is really low. I think he wanted to trade his life with the P1, which would be worth it.
Virgil. Cotton Shard's bot side. Scatterblast takes him out. Well, Little Nick's having a very good game right now as well. Ryu TPs though. Comes in with the Remnant. Still gets stunned up on the Snowball though as Moose 7 gets out of the way and a Fire Snap Cookie to safety. Darling picks up RGS once again topside. This is turning a battle of the threes, you would imagine. This Beastmaster and the Snapfire doing very well for themselves in the mids. Also doing pretty well. The ones are the ones in trouble right now.
Radiant's middle tower.
The mid tower gets taken down, and ASA's mid really wants to get this TA. AMB being chunked out quite a bit, but in comes the Snowball. Two-man stun. Ryu's here. Virgil goes down, but a Fade Bolt plus a Telekinesis once again. AMB finally falls, and Moose 7 next to follow. A Paraloco, absolute mad lad on this Rubik right now as the Fire Snap Cookie lands, but look, it's Stolen Dismember. It's enough to get down Little Nick. What is happening? What is this Rubik? Why have we not seen that? He is almost the same amount of net worth as his Drow Ranger. What?
Why did they ban this hero if they can just
What?
first pick it and
Radiant structures are fortified.
He's 3-0 and 9.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, but with the 10 kills lead, they are only 1k net worth ahead.
Smoke, El Paraloco,
Is under attack.
and Ryu. Come on, Argius.
They're gonna.
There's Telekinesis into the Stolen Dismember, but in comes the Static Storm right back into the kinetic field. They're guarding the Dismember back around, but he's able to get the heal away. Argius falls, but they're able to finally trade for the Rubik. As Pingus gets stunned under the tower, but the Slight is enough for the double kill for Ryu. And our Slight chains
chain.
on a Moose 7.
Is under attack.
Tries to get away with a Snowball, ends up snowballing in place.
Attack.
There gets another Sleight of Fist. Darling continuing to chase the Wild Axes. Gets the kill.
Your elements return to nature.
Argius, though, he's TP'd into the fight. Looks for a Dismember, gets it. AMB's here. We'll get up Darling.
Under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
RJs have been had wants eggs first item.
It feels good to be this good.
I think Pudge would usually build like either a Vanguard or Hood before they go eggs.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. Like, you need to get tanky before you get rags. Either way, AMB gets Meld stolen. And Ryu gets a kill. Smooth 7 picks up Virgil bot side with the aid of Little Nick and Pengoose.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Hook, Dismember, onto Darling once again. Silence lands from NASA as they get the Primal Roar out. But in comes the snap ulti. That should be enough alongside the snowball. No! The Rubik, he's got the telekinesis save, and NESA stays alive. Still taken back into the fire blast, or scatter blast, excuse me. Now Static Storm Kinetic Field lands onto the Rubik. Fire Snap Cookie, swing and a miss though, but RGS, he wants El Perro Loco, and he will get him. Fade Bolt not doing nearly enough, and now the Scatter Blast onto 2 members. They will trade back around though, onto the Pudge as Ryu goes godlike with a double kill. It's 4 for 2.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still, 13 kill lead and only 1k in the lead in terms of gold.
PhiNick and AMB are firing fine. And the 1k lead is...
Dire's top
Oh, it's because Droll's net worth.
Yeah. I think I say is not having a fun time right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Loco, he's got a stolen snowball. Got the Fade Bolt and that stolen snowball on to the Tusk as he comes back into the telekinesis. And comes the tricks of the trade, but the kinetic field onto 2 members. Snowball out of the way. Lunix here. Got a Fade Bolt out as Virgil blinks away. A stolen Scatter Blast gets taken by El Perro Loco.
Comes the 7th death of the Pudge pause 1.
Yeah.
It's what I said, get a hood or something, bro.
He's 700 gold off Ags. That's cool, right? Right?
If you're straight, X timing is after like minute 15. I don't know.
No, it's not good. It will smoke out though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I won't spot anyone on it.
AMB's Desolator on his courier.
It's a little thing, you know.
That timing is pretty good. The
Yeah.
Dragonlance Desolator minute 15.
Is under attack.
Able to melt these towers.
Radiant's
But
bottom
meanwhile, look at this. Roche being taken by Block Roar. But
Dire's courier
then comes the snap. Rhea still gets the Aegis though. Even with the Mortimer's Kisses coming around. Well, then I guess he does pick up Pengu's after he's committed the Static Storm.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
New 7. With AMB in the top side. Can we spot it out by Virgil and a Paralocal? A Walrus Punch used
Is under attack.
onto a Hawk as the Sleep Dart lands, and into the smoke screen, followed up by a stolen Scatter Blast, Telekinesis, Fade Bolt, and Ryu just takes the last hit for the kill.
Now they're just gonna go around following Riki's Sleep Dart. Exchanging their main jungle.
Ryu. Maybe once AMB. A solid Psionic Trap for El Perro Loco.
Dire's top tower is under attack. structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified.
We're gonna get this tower too. Without STA gonna go for the bottom tier too in the exchange.
And you'd have to imagine. They are playing towards it, but the top two goes down first. Now the TPs are coming in. Virgil, sleep dart on an RGS, Paraloco's here. They are going to go back on a Virgil, but it comes out with the tricks of the trade. Telekinesis being used, but the Sack Storm Canada failed. Lands on both supports, but in comes the Beastmaster. Gets a Primal Roar out as well, and the Dismember goes nowhere. They pick up 2 cores, and Pengu's goes down as well. And I gotta say he's here, but what's he gonna do? Little Nick trying to get away with TP, eventually does. The chains weren't up, but it goes 2 for 4 in favor of Block Roar Esports bot side.
Oh, so the Beastmaster got glimpsed after he used the roar.
Yep. Ryu opting for the Maelstrom, so or over the Corrosion Maelstrom, so he's farming, but he's got a BKB coming on Courier, so
Dire are scanning.
and a pause.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good for the block side. Even if they had set up the T2 fight, they still lost it in a big disadvantage.
Yeah.
And Draw has been coming up to the 3rd net worth.
Slowly but surely farming away. About 600 gold away from the
I almost feel bad.
Manta.
That hurt me a bit.
All right. Game is unpausing. Ryu's got his BKB. We're collapsing in this triangle. Oh yeah, and Beastmaster got his Overlord.
Dire's middle tower
In case you can't tell, by the Ancient Thunderhide that is currently killing the tower.
are fortified.
Oh, there is an Ancient Black Dragon, and he's got Helm Dom in 3 seconds, so he's probably going to take that. And there we go.
Ricky's just waiting for. Oh. He didn't spot the courier?
Wait.
Wait, what is going on?
Wait. Oh, the sleep dart! He knew! Oh, he's just waiting for his team. What the hell?
Yeah, they're pretending that they don't know.
Oh my god.
I got scammed.
I got scammed too. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? That all of a sudden sleep dart went the rest of the teams around. I'm like, okay. Okay, you kill the punch. I got you. Plus side for Return of AMB is the TA is as farmed as the Ember Spirit.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
The minus side is that no one else is.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And you have a 6k Rubik.
Is under attack.
Or a 6k net worth Rubik at the moment.
That tower just melted.
Yep. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're up against the Ancient Black Dragon. Onyx saved by Argius. This hook gets stolen by El Perro Loco. In comes the Static Storm Kinetic Field, but it only lands on the Ricky. And Pengu is getting taken out very quickly. Rio diving into the backline with the Remnant. In comes the Primal Roar onto the TA. They've already gotten 2 kills, and the buyback comes in for the Tusk. They want to save AMB potentially. As the Mortimer's Kisses get committed. Move 7, though, on the side of the fight. Looks for the snowball towards El Perro Loco. Eventually gets the kill onto the Ricky, though. But they've got so much damage from the rest of the team. And I guess they goes down, and they'll take down Darling as well. So the buybacks work. Ryu able to TP away. They do take the racks for it.
I think TA just got his BKB when the team fight started, and
yeah,
yeah, both teams are waiting for the second rush timing.
Nope. They do find the Disruptor. So 4K net worth advantage. This TA being really the hope for return of AMB, although it is worth noting that it is a Templar Assassin, so doesn't scale particularly well up against a Drow Ranger and an Ember Spirit. Sleep Dart lands on a Moose 7. Into the smoke screen, blink forward, using Dust potentially. Gets on top, into the Walrus Punch, tricks of the trade away though, even with the shards. Meanwhile, the Rubik gets taken down. We've got the Static Storm on a Ryu, but he's able to BKB away. And now he's dumping back in with a Sleight of Fist. And Remnant out.
Argus still has his BKB 9 seconds duration. They want to chase.
AMB on a Ryu. Able to Remnant out of the way.
And
now they're on to Darling,
run.
who blinks. They find Virgil on Vision as he sleep darts. Or sleep dart on a Disruptor. Lornook is here though. Got the Ancient Black Dragon though. Gets some fire out. AMB's on the side, but look at NASA. He's got the kinetic field coming down on top of him, but they got the Primal Roar onto AMB. He's running away from the Mortimer's Kisses. Moose 7 comes in with the Walrus Punch. NASA still barely goes down as Little Nick tries to get away with the Fire Snap cookies. Virgil's on top of him though, and a Sleight of Fist for the kill. 4 for 1. Top jungle, Block Roar Esports, still in control of this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
I push on to this T3. Return of AMB. Hook misses. 4-step from Pingus. He does get the Static Storm Kinetic Field, but Ryu's able to BKB out of the way. Comes back in with the Ember Remnant, but he does find the Dismember onto Darling. Gets glimpsed back and taken down by Pingus. And a smoke to try to get more of Block Roar. Sleep Dart. Virgil. Tricks of the trade to get away from the vision. There's a Paraloco, gets engaged upon by AMB, and he got glimpsed.
Roche is up. I really want this 4TA and the shard as well.
And they just melt this because they have a Templar Assassin. But looks like this is being contested by Block Roar. They've got all ultimates up, they just don't have Rubik. This isn't going down as quickly as they want. Virgil gets hooked back into the pit, gets the tricks of the trade. Snowball being used to get back out. They find Aniase, but he pops the BKB as the rest of the team continues to engage, but AMB, he's split up from the rest. He's got Darling, though, in his sights, and he's able to take him down. Aniase, though, trying to get damage onto Moose 7 in the meantime. They finally take him down, but AMB's here. He's got it. Telekinesis not good enough. PhiNick, though, gets a spell stolen from him, and an Ember Spirit. He's caught in the Static Storm, gets the BKB off, but he still gets taken down because he had no mana. It's 4-for-1 in favor of return of AMB, and they're right back on to Roche.
Shard for TA and the double damage run bottom.
It was going to be a very scary TA now.
His strongest timing.
And it looked like Block Roar had control of this game, but it looks like it just kind of fell away from them. And AMB, much to the name of his team, is starting to carry this one. Smoke out. Sleep Dart used. Stolen Ice Shards, though. They continue to move. Ryu pops the BKB, but he's caught by a dismember from Argius. I think Essence on the side, though. He's got damage coming in from the volley, but AMB's here. He's already popped his own BKB and a Fire Snap Cookie out of the way. They've got the Sleep Dart on the punch, and a Stolen Meat Hook spells his death. Virgil.
Yeah, that hook with Psychic Headband. Atherlens is just way too far.
Indeed. It's 5v4 and a stolen hook. That's going to be AMB's Aegis. And he already popped Refraction here, too. Gonna use the Mortimer's Kisses to try and disengage this, but they've got damage, they've got the Silence, they've got the Tusk, even with the Static Storm! And they take AMB down! And the Tusk falls as well. The glimpse back onto Ryu does nothing as he's able to Remnant. He's caught in a kinetic field, though. But still, Pengu's falls, and a buyback comes in from this Tusk. Arcane Supremacy plus Meat Hook is pretty good! These hooks have a lot of range.
They have the Sleep Dart to set up.
He's got Nathan Lens too.
Yeah.
Hold up. Like, what are these ranges?
It crosses my whole screen.
Argius has to BKB to get away from the onslaught coming from Block Roar. They're gonna move on to these T4s. They think AMB hasn't bought back, and he hasn't, but Little Nick can't. So it's gonna be 3v5 in the base. A Sleep Dart onto AMB as they continue on to this T3. AMB's got the refraction up for another couple of seconds, but he gets rooted by Ryu.
Oh.
There comes the blink from RGS, but he gets stunned away. He can't get the dismember off in time. El Perro Loco force Steph out of the kinetic field. And NASA, he's got damage on RGS, and he gets him down. That's no buyback available on the Pudge. No buyback available on AMB. If he falls as well, the hook guarantees the double kill for NASA. And Pingu's last member of his team alive, no buybacks available. GG called, and Block Roar Esports are your TD2L champions. And what a series that was. Thank you very much for the Mantis for putting on the tournament. Thank you very much.